Alright guys, today I'll be giving you my full breakdown and analysis of Hyperia coming to Thorpe Park in 2024, and more importantly, what this means for the amusement industry as a whole. So for starters, let's go over the name and the theme, because we already knew what this layout was going to look like before, but now we know the name and the theme, and the name's obviously Hyperia, and I absolutely love this name. Hyperia is like a Greek goddess, like a fearless Greek goddess or something like that, which is definitely a good name for a hyper coaster, especially since it has hyper right in the name. It's literally hyper with an I and an A at the end, so that's really cool. And then again, the theme is kind of like this fearless kind of theme. Like, it's really uplifting. It's not what you'd expect from Merlin at all. I mean, these are the guys who have rides like Wicker Man, Walking Dead, 13, Smiler. Like, these guys did Smiler. So yeah, you definitely wouldn't expect anything like this from them. But I'm kind of glad they didn't do a horror theme for this, because I feel like a coaster this big, this grand, it should have a big, grand feeling, like, theme to it. And that's definitely what they're doing with this. And the color schemes, I mean, I'm colorblind, but I can see this white and gold, and this might be the best color scheme for any coaster. I absolutely love this thing, at least the looks of it. We've seen supports and all that on site. Those look amazing. So I'm sure when it goes vertical, it's going to look great. It's going to have the same kind of look as Stealth, how you have the white on top and you're going to have the gold like below the tree line. So I don't know what their regulations are for that, but either way, it's going to look really cool, I bet. So let's dive into this layout. So you're going to start out of the station. You're going to do this like Outer Bank turn to start off, kind of like Untamed. And then you're going to go up your 236-foot lift hill. And this looks steep. It's definitely like one of the steepest lift hills. Probably like on par with Steel Curtain, I'd say. Hopefully a lot faster than that. But anyways, now we're going to get into the layout. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to say it a lot more probably. This layout's only 35 seconds long, but this looks like the best 35 seconds on any coaster, period, by far. This layout just absolutely looks like perfection. There's honestly not a single thing I would change about this, assuming it rides well, which, who knows, it might not, but assuming it is mock, and assuming they do a good job, like they usually do, yeah, this is going to be the best 35 seconds of any coaster, period. So for starters, you've got one hell of a drop to start off. You've got like this kind of 180-degree twisting drop that's going right under you. It's almost like a wing over drop if it actually gave ejector airtime. And oh my god, the laterals must be crazy on this. The airtime's going to be wild. It's going to be sustained because it's 236 feet tall. I mean, it's just the perfect drop. Then you go up into an Immelman, and this ain't no normal Immelman, all right? Like, you've got kind of a normal twist up into it, and then you level off pretty quick. I actually don't even know if this is going to be an inversion. It looks like it will be, but who knows? We'll see what the profiling's like when it actually gets built. But yeah, it's almost like more of a non-inverting Immelman, it looks like, if that makes any sense, because you're going to have an amazing drop off of this thing. I mean, it basically looks like another first drop after this Immelman, so that's going to be really cool. All the valleys in this ride are going to hit you with high positive G's by the looks of it, with like great force and speed and all that, so that's always great. And then after that Immelman, you're going to hit the part of the ride I'm definitely most looking forward to, and that's this Outer Bank death roll kind of combo thing. I honestly don't know what it's called. If there's a nickname or a real name for it already, please let me know, because I want to know it. But for now, I'm going to call it the Fearless Roll, because like that's another thing. Like, the whole tagline's like find your fearless, which is like a really cool slogan or catchphrase, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm going to call this the Fearless Roll for now, because that sounds pretty cool. You start off with like this Outer Bank, it's going to be like Steel Vengeance, Iron Guazis, you know, crazy sustained sideways ejector airtime, that goodness. And then kind of halfway down, you're going to keep twisting the same way you were going. So you're banking, like, imagine like you're turning, but you're banking like to the left. And then like halfway down, you're going to like complete the rotation and start turning back to the right. It's hard to explain. Like, if you watch the POV, which you definitely should, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I don't even know how that's going to feel. But my prediction is it's going to start off with crazy ejector airtime, crazy sideways ejector airtime. And then out of nowhere, it's going to morph into this, like, super floaty, just perfect 0G with crazy laterals, just seamlessly transitioning into that. So, yeah, that could be the greatest element of all time. I'm really looking forward to that. After that, you've got another turn, probably some good, like, speed there. And then you've got this stall dive loop combo. It's pretty much what I just said. It starts as a stall, but instead of going the same direction you entered, it ends in like a dive loop. So yeah, it's a stall dive loop, basically. It looks amazing. Crazy hang time, maybe the best hang time period, and then hits you with positive G's, hopefully. So yeah, what's not to love about that? Then you hit a splashdown. I don't know if this is going to be a real splashdown or just like Diamondbacks or something, but yeah, it looks great either way. And this whole ride is supposed to be over water, but we'll see if that actually happens. But it's definitely going to have a splashdown, so at least that's there. After that, you're going to hit kind of this mini outer bank. That's going to give some wild ejector airtime by the looks of it. Like some of the strongest, maybe the strongest period. Not very sustained, but definitely extremely strong. Like, imagine probably like one of Wildcat's Revenge, like the second wave turn on Wildcat's Revenge, but maybe even stronger. Who knows? And then you hit a turn into one last airtime hill, which should give great ejector up front, maybe floater in the back, because it kind of starts breaking halfway down the drop of this hill. So the back might not get quite as much on this, but the front should give one last pop of ejector before heading into the brakes. And yeah, again, it's only 35 seconds long, but that is a perfect layout. That is exactly what you should be doing with 35 seconds in a coaster. I don't know why it's not longer. Maybe they couldn't get the land over there. Maybe they ran out of budget. Who knows? But, I mean, Thorpe Park knows, but I don't. So, yeah, I don't know why it's not longer, but all I know is, yeah, this layout, it's perfect. I don't know what else to tell you. This looks like the best pure layout on a coaster, period. And that brings me to what this does for the amusement industry. So it's not really just Hyperia opening next year. It's also Voltron that I want to talk about. So Voltron is another Mock Rides coaster, this one being their first ever Striker coaster, coming to Europa Park. That's Mock's testing ground. They own the park. So they're going to put a lot of care into Voltron. And this also looks like pretty much a perfect coaster. Probably not quite as balls to the wall intense as Hyperia, but it basically looks like European Mock Rides Velocicoaster, but a lot better than Velocicoaster, or almost more like Totitus, I should say, because you have that swing launch. But anyways, it looks like you've got some great ejector airtime, great inversions, launches, backward section, world-class theming. I mean, anything you could want is on Voltron. Anything except spinning, which Mach also has. You see where I'm getting at? It's basically Mach Rides is the best. They are the new kings of the amusement industry. You want a coaster that is just crazy. You want reliability, you want airtime, you want inversions, you want a crowd pleaser, you go to Mock Rides. I'm telling you, these guys are the best in the game right now. They will probably own the top 5 coasters in the world as of 2025. Because in 2025, they are debuting Starfall Racers at Epic Universe. And technically, that's 2 coasters. So you'll have those 2, Hyperia, Voltron, and Ride to Happiness, making up the top 5 coasters in the world as of 2025. Unless something else absolutely crazy comes in 2025. Which, by the looks of it, I'm not seeing anything that's going to top either of those or any of those 5 mocks. So, yeah, it's wild. I really don't hear anyone else praising mock like this when they should be getting praised. And this isn't an Intamin here or an RMC even, where, yeah, they bring the thrills, but, like, yeah, they're kind of down. They're a little too intense for some people, so the lines aren't that long. No, mocks are very reliable, about on par with B&M actually. So you want a good reliable coaster, you're going to get that from mock. You want just high quality, balls to the walls, intense thrills, you're going to get that with mock, probably more than Intamin or RMC at this point, honestly. Yeah, they're just perfect. They're the new RMC. I was talking about this with my dad. Like, they're RMC now. What RMC was like 10 years ago, where they were just coming out with hit after hit. I mean, Medusa, then Wicked Cyclone, Twisted Colossus, Lightning Rod, Wildfire. Like, that's what Mach is doing right now. And it's kind of insane. I mean, 2024, obviously here in America, isn't that good. I mean, we've got Top Thrill 2 as our big new addition. Whoopee. And then in Asia, I mean, you have Falcon's Flight. But other than that, nothing else really in Asia or Australia or whatever. But Europe, they're going to get possibly the 2 best coasters in the world. And if they're not, then they're probably number 2 and 3, and Ride to Happiness is number 1, which is also a mock. Yeah, and about Falcon's Flight, that's nowhere near as good as Voltron or Hyperia. I'm sorry, like, it's got the stats, but that's about it. So, overall, what do you guys think about Hyperia and the future of mock rides, the future of, like, who parks are going to go to? Because, yeah, I definitely think parks are definitely going to look at these mocks and go, yeah, these are reliable. These are some of the best, if not the best coasters in the world. Let's get one. Yeah, overall, let me know what you guys think of this video down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.